the Magician, right? And it's number 1. So I always see this. This is the true beginning of the major arcana, not the Fool. The Fool's when we're deciding to go again. The Magician is when we actually look in our toolkit and see, okay, so what do I have to work with? And it says that he has, well, usually the lemniscate is above his head, but it's on his belt buckle here. You have the knowledge, you have the tools to work with. Do you have the confidence to use what you know and what you have to get what you want? And so, yeah, the Magician is seen as a manifester, but there's no such thing as manifesting without any action being taken. So I always see this as, having the confidence to channel the energies, to say what needs to be said, to communicate the things, because it's the Magician who makes it happen. He's the channel, right? And this is the card for Mercury, actually. And so that's about communication, getting the information that you need and using it in the way that you need to use it. So something new beginning for you this week. Where does that lead? Well, we're at the heart of the reading. The focus is the Queen of Wands. So I'm going to talk about the King and Queen of Wands together. Whenever we get the King and Queen together, there's a connection there, right? They work really well together. They make really good partners. That might be whether that's, I don't know, romantic, work-wise, whatever. But you think about it. Wands is action, right? The energy that we put out into the world. So these two, they get each other because they're on the same vibration. The difference I always see here is the King has mastery, and this is not about feminine, masculine. We all have the divine masculine and feminine within each of us. This is about, I always see the Queens as more the kind of support acts, right? And the Kings are the ones that they've reached mastery. They're the ones that call the shots or initiate things. So with these two working together, and that's the King of Wands is coming up in the future. So it's almost as if, like, be who you are, shine as bright as you can, and you will find someone who matches you in whatever way you need, whatever it is that you're trying to start here, whether you're trying to find someone, a partner for whatever area. The other thing with both of these, I always see them as the celebrities of, I was going to say the zodiac, of the tarot. So they're fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So one of them is you. One of them is someone who matches your vibration. Now, think about it. Which one are you? Are you the King or are you the Queen? It's important to think of that. Why? Because for some of you, if you're looking for a Queen type, a support act, someone to come in, someone to partner up with you, and that's your focus, because whatever's here, the heart of the reading, it's what we're focusing on, what everything else revolves around. And so if you're looking for a Queen of Wands, what's it telling you? It says you have to be the King of Wands to attract the Queen of Wands, right? Like attracts like. Now, if you are the Queen of Wands, then it's telling you the opposite, that you will attract. But I mean, either way, right? It is about you being very much in your energy, shining bright. Both of these two, I see them as very social beings. They're out there, they're out and about. They're being seen. They're very creative. They're very passionate. And they are not afraid to act. That's their big thing. They're not afraid to act. Now, that's the kind of weird thing that's coming up here, because you've already taken some action. We have the Chariot coming up as a past energy. So, what does that mean? Well, that's last week, last month, last year, whenever. But this was you set yourself a destination, you set yourself a goal, and you did everything that you could to go there. Now, the thing with the Chariot, though, it talks about control. Because you have to have control of the horses. That's balancing your head and your heart, making sure they're both going in the same direction and going for something. It is a victory card. Things can move very quickly when the Chariot comes in. But I'm still getting the kind of, this is a new beginning. This is a new beginning. So it might be that you've been going as far as you can on your own. Maybe you've been trying to control what you're doing on your own, right? Think about it. Say I was applying it to me. I've been running my business, say, on my own. It can be that kind of energy that, I do the videos, I do everything, I do the admin stuff. And then maybe it's like, I've gone as far as I can on my own. And maybe I'm being a control freak, controlling every aspect of my business. But what I need now is someone to come in and help me. So that's just one example of, how the energies can play out. If it's a relationship reading for you, again, have you been very controlling? Control's coming up as big with this Chariot here. Because if it had been any other King and Queen that had come up, I wouldn't have read it as that. But they take action. So it wouldn't urge you to take more action if the action had been taken. I just feel like it's controlled action that was taken. I'll date different kinds of people, but I'm going to date certain kinds of people. Hold on to this. Not really kind of let loose, not really cut loose and go for it. I'm going to try to, retain some kind of control, which is not necessarily a bad thing, right? But we do have the Nine of Swords there. I'm going to get to that in just a moment. So, what have we got going on at the moment? Well, we've got the Page of Pentacles. Now, that is very quiet, very slow energy compared to everything else that's going on here. I mean, you can see the Chariot is fast, fast, fast. We've got the King, Queen of Wands right down the middle there. And even the Magician, he's taking action. He's channeling things. It's big energy. It's a big, big beginning. I see big, 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 making a grand entrance. Beginning something with a beginning something with a great flourish. That is that kind of energy that's coming through. And yet we have the Page of Pentacles coming up in the present. So the pages for me are very similar to the aces. It's the very beginning of the energy. And the pages, no way can a page stand up to the King and Queen of Wands, right? But what I see with the page, now this may be a younger earth sign, I will say that. Or someone that has that kind of earthy energy. But I'm getting it more in this reading as an offer, right? You're considering something. I always see the Page of Pentacles as the student who does their homework, who's looking at all the details, who's trying to figure it out. It's repetitive work. Keep going over it, learning things by rote. It's that kind of energy. This is a week for you to look at what it is that you're trying to create. Look at the cycle that you're trying to go forward in. And I get it, right? It's a big month. November is a big month. And I'm going to do a separate talk on this at some point somewhere else. I'm not sure where. But, I will talk about it because it's big. And a lot of people misunderstand. Knowledge is power, but a little knowledge is dangerous. And I think a lot of us apply a little knowledge to the energies and stuff that are going on. So I'm going to talk about it more in depth at some point. But for you in the present with the Page of Pentacles coming out, this might be you trying to figure out, well, how do I use this magic? What's the most effective use of this, whatever I have, of the tools that I have available to me? If this is for you, if you run a business, if you, I don't know, I'm going to say celebrities, that someone's watching if they're a celebrity, or, you're trying to get more recognition, you're trying to be seen. This kind of seems like you might get an offer to do something which seems kind of small. Can you, someone who tags you in their story on Instagram or something like that, something little, and it turns into something really big. That's what I'm getting here. But that's the point. In the present, whatever we choose here, that's what creates the future. And I feel like it's something small. So please don't, whatever you're doing right now, I get it. Things might have slowed down. You might be trying to give up control of a situation. Go slowly. Go at a slow pace. It's fine. Pentacles is slow energy. It's earth energy. But it's tangible. It's tangible. We can't see passion. We can see the results of passion. We can see the results of creativity, but we can't actually see it. It's intangible, right? With Pentacles, there's always something physical. Money getting put down, a deposit getting put down. I've seen this as everything, like from an engagement ring to that's a promise to get married, right? Or a contract on a house or a contract for a new job. It's something there, but don't sell yourself short. That's the thing. Yes, whatever you're being offered or whatever you're considering, you might be looking to offer someone something. And don't forget the Magician, because the magician says you have all the knowledge, you have all the tools to make this work. So it's okay if you start small, because look what it turns into. If you go with this, if you do that work, even if it seems boring, sometimes, let's say it, the Page of Pentacles, that's boring energy sometimes. Because when you have all this fire going on, this let's create and let's go, and this like the brakes come on, it's like, what? I did all that for this little return. But if you keep going with it, you can build it solid and you get the King of Wands out of this. So for some of you, it is going to be, if it's not someone else, it doesn't have to be. I do see a partnership, but some of you, there is no one else. Think about it. You're leveling up. You're going from the Queen of Wands to the King of Wands, which is leveling up. Being seen more in control, maybe having creative control over what you're doing. I kind of get the sense also, actually it's not, because the control thing was here. It's more, you're able to work more on the creative side, on the passionate side of what you're doing. If it's if you're dating, or if it's a partnership, right? I get it. Things might be slow and kind of boring, and looking at the details, day-to-day stuff with the Page of Pentacles. But make time, make room for socializing, hanging out with people that you love, expressing your passion for people and for enjoying people. But I'm going to be honest, this doesn't seem so much about the love and romance aspect of it. We don't have any cups here. We don't have any passion, yes, for sure. But it feels like something is being created. You're trying to create something. And it's more of that kind of bigger side of this. And how do we get to this? How do we get to this kind of finding the right partner to partner up with us, or to the full expression of our passion or for our creativity? Well, the advice is the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords says that, things are not as bad as they seem. I get it. Things kind of totally slow down with the Page of Pentacles. Or you kind of think, for all that work, I only got this. But it grows into something bigger. Please rest assured, with the Page of Pentacles, it always does. And it's something that has the potential to really give us long-lasting stability, security, and support, whatever we see that as: a job, a house, a relationship, whatever, right? But it helps us. And there is a partnering up energy here. But it's the worry. And I think the worry is about letting go of the reins a little bit. This is when we kind of brace, we've controlled every aspect of it. And maybe we have to release control in a certain area now. And so, and I'm also going to say this, and I don't usually say this because I usually have to tell people to go for it in relationships. The reason that the cups and stuff maybe are not coming up, if this is a relationship reading for you, is this: that you're the one that's been kind of chasing the person or going after the person. Maybe now it's time for you to slow down and see what you're getting back. What did they have to offer? You just might surprise yourself with that King of Wands coming in. But yes, the Nine of Swords. I hope I wasn't saying Nine of Wands. Nine of Swords is stress, anxiety, worry. So when we wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning and, feels like the rest of the world is asleep and we're the only ones that are awake, freaking out about something. And the Nine of Swords says things are not as bad as they seem. Those are our thoughts. Those are our, and I get it. If your thoughts are telling you something, that little voice or fear that's going nuts in your head, that's big. But my solution to the Nine of Swords is always to speak it. Say what's going on. Say what you're worried about. Because it feels like help is available to